Nars Light Reflecting Foundation. Is it worth $49? The Nars, you have to shake. I hate that, my neck. Oh, the things I do. I always do this. I always twist this. I don't know why. It is a pump. Just one pump. Oh my word, that's like nothing. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 pumps. Relatively runny. Wore this once so far. I will give you no opinions yet. I feel like I'm off-centered. Okay, no primer on or anything like that. So I'm going to do my brush on my right side. Again, using the BK Beauty 101 brush, my all-time favorite. Also my only one. I've never really used another brush for a foundation because I never liked one. I always got rid of them. If you can see, I don't put it on my forehead. I try to remember, I should say, to not put foundation directly onto my forehead because I don't have a lot to cover up there. It's just uneven. I'll do just the remainder what's on my brush, and that way I don't get so much creasing on my forehead lines. Okay, it looks pretty. I mean, clearly I'm seeing my whatever this is, hyperpigmentation or something coming through. Let's do the sponge on the left side. This is really weightless. I mean, I barely can feel it on my skin. So I really like that. I feel like this would be a really good foundation in the summer because of that. Bring it up here a bit. I definitely think I need a second coat. But if I were just gonna run out the door, I wouldn't do, like if I'm not going someplace doing some event, I wouldn't do a second coat, but I am going to church, so I'm gonna do a second coat. It is settling in, even the little bit I put on my head, my forehead, it is settling in there a bit. Okay, definitely need a second coat. On my nose, I have hyperpigmentation or a dark spot right on my nose, right on the bump of my nose, of course. So I'm gonna do it a little bit heavier than normal for my second coat, just because I would like to see how it responds and does it get cakey and all that. So this I go in with a lighter touch because I want it to not move around as much. I want it to kind of stay in place. I'm not going to put any more on my forehead, if I remember. Oh, I almost did my brush. I actually am going to do my brush. And I'm going to finish it off with a sponge. Actually, my stands out sponge. Oh, I did it. I went on my forehead. Oh, I'm having a hot flash. Man, I hate that. They're coming in a little bit more lately. I don't know why. Get my stands out sponge. This is what I call the finisher, because this just does such a good job of just making it look beautiful on my skin. Oh my goodness, I just don't understand why I didn't use this sooner. It was in my arsenal. I shouldn't say arsenal. That has a negative connotation. In my collection. Okay, let's look close up. A little bit of dotting on my nose. Wow, that took care of it. All right, all in all, right now it's looking actually quite pretty. Okay, final look. I actually like my look today, but my thoughts on the foundation. From far away, I think this looks beautiful. From close up, it's not looking great. I don't love it. I think it is not as hydrating as I was hoping it to be when it's such a thin consistency. I did use the entire palette, and I did go in and powder my forehead. I had to. It was definitely sinking in under my eyes and around my mouth and things like that. I did all of that. I do see it settling in on pores, so I will try this again with like a primer with a pore setting kind of primer and see how that helps and everything. So that's why I don't only do one day. I make sure I do a few days of this, and then I can tell you my real thoughts on it. I've had this on my face for about 4.5 hours. What do I think so far? I think it's doing okay. I don't think it's doing amazing. I think it should be more hydrating. I don't have that feeling of it hurting my face, like not hurt, but you know, that tight feeling. I don't really have that right now, but I also don't feel majorly hydrated. I think it definitely settled in on my lines. I do think that it's okay so far. So I'm going to I'm going to do a check-in at the end of the day, which you know for me is going to be like in about 4 hours because I take my makeup off early. It is almost 6 o'clock. It's very dark and it is time for me to get this makeup off. I've been working on organizing in here and it's been a little bit crazy of an afternoon. Here's my thoughts for today. It actually did okay. It's definitely gathered in my forehead lines, but not horribly at all. It's a bit cakey around my nose area and it does seem to be breaking up a little bit. You can see things coming through, but that's typical for me. I touch my face a lot. So I think for the next couple days, I'm going to wear it with different primers and different things and just play with it. I'll take some notes and I'll give you my final thoughts after a few days, and we'll see if I can make it work any better. Okay, I have worn this foundation for a few days, and here's my final thoughts. I do believe it is a beautiful foundation if you have normal to oily skin. Maybe not even really oily, I think mostly normal skin. It's not great for somebody who has dry skin. It just grabs a hold of my dry patches and just exemplifies them. Let me be clear, this does not claim to be, like it's not one of its biggest claims is that it is hydrating, but it does claim that it is hydrating. If you do put it in your description, I expect it to be hydrating. I don't think it makes me more dry at all. I just don't think it actually helps the dryness. I've tried hard to use different kinds of primers and it just still gets the same results. So it does have decent coverage. I mean, I have this coming through, but I have done, let me see, I have put on over it the e.l.f.'s, this is their new camo foundation. I've used a little bit of that because of things coming through that I can't seem to get it to cover, which it's not a full coverage foundation, so I can't expect it to give me full coverage. It does claim that it will smooth out wrinkles. I don't see that happening. It says it's going to help with texture. I don't have a ton of texture, but I don't see anything great about it. So yeah. Do I believe it is worth the $49 price tag? I'm sure you can guess. I would say no at this point. I don't believe it is worth the $49 that they are charging for somebody who has dry skin. Now, if you have more normal skin, I do believe that you will like this. This might be one of my go-tos in the summer. So it's going to be put into that box for me to try this summer and to see if I absolutely love it. Because the thing that is nice about it is that it is lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin, and that's the perfect kind of foundation to wear in a more humid and hot climate. There is a foundation that I do believe is an amazing foundation, and I am going to link that video right here so you can go see that one and see how maybe that one would be better. And here's a plus. It's a drugstore product. All right, I'll see you maybe in that one or another one. God bless.